teacher. I'm Bernadette. I need to share with you this my summative assessment number one, historical and theoretical perspective. For this one, today I will explain the evolution of victimology, but from the perspective of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and in particularly the city of the Bukavu, South Kivu province. For this, the victimology emerged in the mid 20th century. Before that, criminal law and criminology were almost exclusively focused on the perpetrator of the offense. The victim was often invisible in legal analysis, which research have Hans von Anting and Benjamin Mendelssohn. Everything shifted. They began to study the victim as a central element or element of the criminal phenomenon. For this front, uh, however, we observe this evolution from the GRC, victimology take on a profoundly different dimension. In the DRC, victimology is not just a theoretical reflection, it is a deal real highlighting this kind of armed conflict as practice category of particularly vulnerable victims, victim of sexual violence, victim of forced displacement, victim of massacre, victim of massive human rights violence. Give them so victimology become almost a social necessity. Bukavu is a emblematic case locality in which DRC at the height of a region marked by prolonged conflicts. It has become a place where the issue of victims is central, especially due to the high level of sexual violence like to armed conflicts. One of the most important figures associated with this reality is Dr. Denis Mukwege, founder of Panzi Hospital. The victim is not only individual but often collective, structural, and prolonged until and like classical Western model where legal victimology mostly deal with isolated crime. In South Kivu, victims are often confronted with impunity, institutional fragility, social stigmatization, complex trauma, and, and so on. Wherever there, there, therefore, some academic work in light that the violence is Eastern Congo has transformed the very understanding of victimization research. speak of massive victimization, collective trauma, transitional justice, symbolic and community-based reparation. Um, in this context, victimology no longer concerns only the victim of under relationship, but also social reconstruction, collective memory, restorative justice, and community resilience. Through when fencing the chronology of victimology, it is essential to understand that that this discipline does not develop uniformly across the world. In Europe, victimology was built around the recognition of victims' procedural rights. In the DRC, it revolved around survival, reparation, and reconstruction. Bukavu has therefore become a living laboratory of modern victimology. Thank you for your attention.